Welcome to the 8 pieces of brocade Qigong sequence. We're going to start with just a little bit of a warm-up to let our breath, mind, and movement all sync up to each other. So, on the inhalation, just gently bring the hands up, and on the exhalation, let the hands fall. And we're going to do this and reset between each movement, just to kind of catch our breath and get back into the present moment. The number one thing that is going to be different about this sequence and most Qigong sequences, yoga or flexibility protocols, is we're going to take a big inhalation on the extension of a movement. Right here, raise the hands all the way up, taking a deep breath in while keeping the spine neutral. So right here, you'll see a side view. My spine is straight. I'm actively trying to push those arms back to open up the armpits a little more. If you lean back, you'll think you're opening them up more, but you're actually not. Now, we're going to interlace the fingers. Deep breath in, keeping that spine neutral, and opening up those pits even more. Exhale. Let the hands drop. And this time, as you take a deep breath in, big as you can, you're going to keep the hands up and you're going to exhale while keeping the hands up, because then you're going to inhale and twist to your right. Feel that big stretch. Exhale back to center. Then inhale, twist to the other side. The breath should be enormous. We're stretching from the outside and the inside to get blood and oxygen into those shoulder sockets and joints to increase mobility here. Let's twist one more time. Deep breath in. We're going to come exhale, and we're going to let those hands gently drop. Beautiful work. Now let's reset and exhale. We're going to do that 2 more times. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. On the reset, your breath doesn't have to be like extreme. We're just trying to just reset just a little bit. Oh, hey there. What's up, Adeline? Now's a good opportunity to talk about why it's so important to breathe so big while you're extending from the outside. We're getting a stretch from the outside and a big one from the inside, which is what's so unique about this sequence. And setting up for the next movement, get into a stance slightly wider than shoulder. Your left hand is going to make an L. And like you're pulling a bow, keeping the spine straight, deep breath in, and pushing and extending with that left hand. Exhale, swipe it to the other side, like the bow's on the other side, and push that right hand. Deep breath in, you're pushing with that right hand. You should feel some like tension in that tendon that runs along the bicep to the shoulder in your forearm. And I forgot to mention, while you exhale, you can rise back up. When you inhale, sink. Deep breath in. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale, push, sink, hold. Exhale, drag it across, switch sides. But that arm that's pushing with the L, you're constantly gently pushing forward. Remembering we are here to work, not relax. That's the big difference. A lot of Qigong sequences are about moving meditation. You can certainly apply this here, but I would argue if you want to meditate, grab a cushion, grab a timer, and sit. And reset. Deep breath in, let the hands drop. Or I should say exhale, let the hands drop. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Deep breath in. Exhale, let the hands drop. In. Now the right hand is going to corkscrew up. The left hand is pushing down while you're looking over that left shoulder. Exhale, switch. The left hand has to corkscrew up. The right hand pushes down. But when I say look over that shoulder, what I mean is think about without bending the neck. You're twisting, you're rotating. So think like trying to bring the chin directly over the shoulder. Now this should never be uncomfortable to the point you're exerting so much force that there's pain, but you should definitely feel like you're working. And that left hand is, well, whatever hand is up is pushing. The hand that's down is also pushing. The fingers are pointing in, and that breath is big. Now, you might not be able to get the arms perfectly straight. That doesn't matter. You want to work with the range of motion that you currently have. This is going to help expand it. That's the whole purpose of why we're here, to bring back fluidity, mobility, and some relief to those tendons and joints, start to get the body loose, to unlock itself. Good job. Well, I don't know if you did a good job. I can't see you, but I know I did a good job. We're going to reset. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now for this next movement, you're going to just twist the wrists open like there's two butts that you got to grab next to you. And take a deep breath in and bring that chin, rotate the neck, bring the chin over the shoulder. Exhale, let the butts go. Inhale, open, twist, grab the butts. You're not actually trying to grab it as if you were. You don't need to squeeze the fingers, but bring that neck over to the neck. Bring your chin over to the other side. And again, the twist is just at the wrists. Repeat on the other side. But now we're going to set up to twist from the wrists and the elbows. But the spine is staying neutral. And you're going to rotate that chin again. Exhale, come back. Inhale. It's like the butts went a little bit further away from us. And exhale. And at any point, if you feel like there's more work you should do, just pause the video. Stay in this position a little longer if you want. Spend a little more time going back and forth. Every body is different, and every body needs different amounts of time and positions and work. And so now we're going to bring the right hand on the lower back, and it will be slightly pushing while the left hand reaches. Deep breath in, trying to bring that chin over that shoulder. Exhale, switch sides. And you can, so right there you should be really pushing on that lower back to really expand and open up that shoulder. Twist, twist, twist. Every time I say look over that shoulder, it's the same. You're rotating the neck. You're not bending it. Deep breath in. Hold, exhale, switch. The hand that's on the lower back is pushing. The other hand is reaching while the chin is rotated to look deep. And relax. So now we're going to get in a stance slightly wider than shoulder width. You can go wider if you want, but it's not that important. Take a deep breath in. The right leg is bent, the left is straight. Exhale, come down and shift to the other side. So now the right leg is straight and the left leg is bent. And take a deep breath in. Exhale, shift, switch to the other side. And if you want, and it feels good when you take this deep breath in here, you can even twist and lean a little bit over to your right side. Exhale, reverse the direction. Big breaths, big breaths. And this one's a little bit different because while we're kind of going through the extension of being down, we're exhaling. Hold that breath in so you can feel a nice big expansion from the hips all the way up to the chest. And again. And we're going to repeat this a few more times. And if in case I haven't made it sound stressed enough, these breaths should be big. If you're thinking like, man, I'm breathing too big, breathe a little bit bigger. We want to be pushing everything out from the inside while we're in a basically, I guess contorted is the right word, or just stretched position from the outside. We're stretching from the inside and the outside here. We want to get oxygen and blood deep into those joints. And come back to neutral, and we're going to reset with 3 easy breaths. Bringing the palms up, exhaling, pushing them down. You know the drill by now. Now for this next move, we're going to get slightly wider than shoulder stance. If you want, you can sink down into a horse stance or like, a wide squatted position, but it's not that important. It's up to you. Oh, we already started and I got carried away. So while one hand stays locked at the hips, the other hand is extending as far as you can while taking a deep breath in. And so right here, breathe in. You're going to open the hand, turn it upside down, exhale, and curl the hands in one at a time. And also curling that fist in, so you're bending the wrist. So you should feel a nice stretch down your forearm as well. Well, I want to stress while you're extending that wrist and, as always, breathing huge, ginormous breaths, we want to be protracting the scapula or in other words, pushing out as far as we can. That other hand staying anchored is important because it's basically helping our torso to stretch. While one hand is locking one side of the body in place while the other one is reaching as far as it can, and we're breathing in enormously, and that's helping the lungs to expand everything out in a different way to get some more expansion in our hips as well as our shoulders again. So hopefully this side view helps a little bit to show what that full extension looks like while one hand is anchored and that side of the body is kind of pulled back while the other is really reaching forward. And relax. Deep breath in and exhale. So for the next move, we're going to stand about shoulder width apart, put our hands on our lower back, fingers pointing down. Take a deep breath in, slight lean back, opening the chest. And then we're going to fold forward, dragging our hands down our backside. And then we're going to inhale, come up, and bring the hands up to supporting the heavens. The first position, and open those shoulders. Exhale, bring them down. One thing worth mentioning is the lean back is more about opening and expanding the chest, not about a giant back bend. We just have a slight bend in the thoracic spine, but we certainly don't want our head or neck to drop down. And then just a reminder here, we're pulling the shoulders back, but we're keeping our spine neutral. We're not leaning back in that movement in the supporting the heavens, the first movement that we did. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands drag down the back of the body. Inhale, drag them up the front, come back up. And when you're inhaling in that position, when you're dragging the hands back up, I would say inhale like 20% when you're first bringing them up the front. And then when it gets to about your torso and you're going to interlace them, that's when you want to take the rest of that giant big breath to be sending. So like 25%, boom, make that breath big right there, so we get all of that that expansion in our shoulders. That's where it's most important. And once again, repeat again, big breath in, slight lean back. And in the forward fold, if you want to if you need to bend your knees a little bit, that's totally cool. But if your flexibility is gangster, then keep your hamstrings straight and get into a pike position. And last but not least is the funnest one. Inhale, come up on your toes. And then exhale, drop down onto your heels so you feel like a little shock throughout your whole body. And we're going to do that 7 times. And that's a wrap, Jack. We are done. Congratulations. Good job. And in regards to how frequently you should practice this routine, I would say every other day, or take 2 days off in between when you're first starting, and depending on what your general strength and mobility is. But once you get fluent with it and you maybe watch this a few times and have the thing memorized, like oftentimes I wake up and just do this first thing in the morning. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to contact me on Instagram at DharmaThug. Sorry, that's at Dharma_Thug. Great job.